Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to baseball here on youtube.com/SeanOsaurusRex. I'm Sean, 5 nights a week streaming MLB 11, the show. Thanks for joining me tonight. Let's take a look at today's games. We have a couple of hand-picked games. We're going to continue watching that Rockies Pirates series. It's been fun. White Sox have an opportunity to sweep the Royals, really gain some ground in that AL Central. The Tigers and the Rangers, the Rays and the Mariners, those were both wheel spin games. And we will actually watch the correct games tonight. So that's an exciting change of pace. Let's jump in over here and get things going. Thanks for hanging out on this Wednesday night. I appreciate it. We're actually skipping a number of games. No. Do not accidentally watch a Phillies-Reds game again. Rockies and Pirates. That's where we're starting. That's the thumbnail. That's what we're doing. Goodness gracious. Happy Wednesday. For some of you, it's an off day. For some of you, it's hump day. Maybe for some of you, it's a Monday or a Friday or anything, I guess, in between. Which I guess would mean that I just haven't covered Tuesday or Thursday. Thanks for hanging out. Another NCAA March Madness 2005 video will go up tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time, as I will be doing a special stand-up set at the open mic. Welcome on into PNC Park. It's the Rockies 38-31. They're 0-2 in this series, taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates 40-28. We are set to go with some baseball here. Pirates. Happy Topps 2026 Series 1 day for all you fine folks out there who are card collectors. Hopefully I'll pick some up this weekend. Ideally tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see. Leading off for the Colorado Rockies, center fielder Shane Victorino, followed by Steven Drew, the shortstop, Torrey Hunter in right, Carlos Pena at first, Mark Reynolds at third, John Jaso is the catcher, Juan Rivera in left, Bill Hall at second, Michael Saunders the DH, and that is your Colorado Rockies starting lineup. Starting pitcher for Kansas City for Pittsburgh is Chris Volstad. 6-6 with a 6.03 ERA, 13 games, 34.1 innings pitched. We're 0 for 1 on that already. That's not where we want to be. That's not at all where we want to be. 34.1 innings pitched, 40, 18, and 20 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Walks to strikeouts a little imbalanced. I don't think I wanted it that close, but, you know, sometimes that's just how it goes. Shane Victorino, though, he's leading off for these Colorado Rockies. And the first pitch is outside for a ball, and we are underway. Yet another day of baseball happening here on the channel. We'll be back on Friday with some more. Sunday. Maybe a long stream on Monday. Who knows? Just have to tune in to find out. Swung on and missed. I say a long stream on Monday. I do not work on Monday. So my brain immediately goes like, how far behind are we? And can we catch up? We probably realistically cannot catch up, but maybe there's a number of things that we could get done. Let's see. So we're on June 20th. So we have how many? There's 4 days in July. Then we have the 21st. 15 days, and even 15 days left. So then we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, so we'd be off by like 4? Can we do 4 days worth of baseball in one day? That's rolled over to the right side. Fouled the first base line. Full count here for Victorino, the leadoff hitter here for Colorado. The foul ball means we'll see another payoff pitch. Winds and fires. Victorino takes a strike on the outside edge. It looked like it was there. It was a good pitch. I was a little surprised that he took it. Steven Drew, the shortstop, batting .284. 5 home runs, 15 RBI. Got to figure out what to do, what I want to play. Do we do a tops opening? Well, that'll be rolled into right field. Second baseman had a shot at it, but overshot it by basically like the gap between his wrist and leg. Whatever that distance was. It's so annoying sometimes because like all of a sudden like a bunch of games come out at once. You're like, where are any of these? Here comes the wind and the pitch gets the strike at the knees. 0-1. So a runner on first, one gone. Pittsburgh has won both games that we have watched so far in walk-off fashion. The wind and the pitch is crushed, absolutely annihilated, no doubter, into left field. And it is a 2-0 Colorado lead here in the top of the first. Carlos Pena steps up to bat. That's inside for a ball. That is going to be lifted into center field. So that'll be out number 2. Following the 2-run home run. Another one of those kind of funky pieces of contact where it looks like it's just going to be one of those balls that gets driven into the ground, but somehow they get under it and drive it into center field. Mark Reynolds batting .312. Did I forget something in my cart? No, I was just saving it for later. Thanks for asking, though, PlayStation. I appreciate it. That is a curveball that is hammered into left field, past the diving Alfonso Soriano. It's only going to be a double, which was what it was going to be anyway, so it's actually not a bad dive at all. You kind of like it, honestly. John Jaso stepping up. Pitcher nods in approval. And that'll be lifted. That's into left field. That'll get down a little 2-out damage for the Rockies. Indeed, it's an RBI single. The throw is well behind. Colorado getting off to some offense here. They have scored more runs in this inning than they have scored in the previous 2 games combined. I don't even think they scored a run in the first game. They scored 1 yesterday, and now they're all the way up to 3. The good news for Pittsburgh is, 1, they only need 1 more out. And 2, the runner only got to first base, so it's not like they have, there's not another runner in scoring position, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's outside for a ball. Good eye for Colorado. Two 2-0. Low on the ball. 3-0. I don't know about that one. That seemed like it was a strike. 3-1 now. That was an incredibly generous call. That's fouled away. 3-2. So we know those hitters love a 3-1 count swing. Here's a payoff pitch. Runner in motion. Third baseman with a nice stop there for out number 3, and mercifully for Pittsburgh, it is finally over. 3 runs on 4 hits. We'll get you introduced to this Pittsburgh lineup, which we have seen be very, very good offensively. What do they have in store for us today? Nick Markakis, he'll lead things off, the lefty right fielder, followed by Ivan Rodriguez at first, Robinson Cano at second, Jose Bautista at third, DH Seth Smith, which I always want to say fourth base because I get into a rhythm of first, second, third, and fourth base. Alfonso Soriano is the left fielder. Technically, Miguel Olivo would be the fourth base guy, but he's just a catcher. Crispy Young, Crispy Quick is in center, and Ryan Terrio is the shortstop. Now we can introduce you to the Rockies starting pitcher, which I already said we were going to introduce you to, and I was incorrect. Chad Godden, 7-4, 6.89 ERA, 13 games, 31.1 innings pitched, 41, 15, 32. Hits, walks, strikeouts. And we got through it before the 1 for 2 today on the stats disappearing on me. Defensive lineup for the Colorado Rockies. Nick Markakis batting .304. He has a couple home runs, 12 RBI, 3 stolen base. Pittsburgh finds themselves down 3-0 already in this one. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is in for a strike. Ooh, big swing on that pitch. Nice little ride through the zone there. Even if it was out of the zone, it was going to be a ball. It still had a good enough ride to get through and miss the bat. 0-2 quickly to Markakis, the leadoff hitter. That one drops low for a ball, 1-2. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's a strike at the knees. Markakis didn't really take his bat off the shoulder, and the only one he did, he really went for. It was right there. Four seam at 90 miles an hour, no break, and got that bottom of the zone. It's a nice pitch, and it is one gone. Ivan Rodriguez stepping up. See what the righty has on offer for Rodriguez. He'll take a swing at that and pop it foul. Why is no one clapping? That's fouled away as well. Quickly 0-2 on Rodriguez. Boy, Pittsburgh, second consecutive batter falling behind an 0-2 count. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is fouled away. Not really sure how he got that. Feels like a generous PS2 swing. I think if this pitcher wants to throw it further inside or outside. Okay, I was wrong. Absolutely incorrect. Congratulations to me. Here comes the 1-2. Outside for a ball. Two and two. Good job by Rodriguez here to hold the bat on his shoulder for those last couple of pitches. Swings and fouls that one away. Another 2-2 on the way. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is upstairs. That one looked like it was going to come in kind of like right at the letters, but then just seemed like it had that optical illusion that it went up. 3-2, a good eye to bring the count full. And he works a walk. Okay, that's a little surprising considering how loosey-goosey that low inside corner to a righty can be. Puts a runner on and gives you Robinson Cano. That was kind of how things started for Colorado. An out. That's in for a ball. They started with an out. They got a runner on first. Then it was a 2-run home run. Coincidence? Probably. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and it is upstairs for ball 2. Ooh, gets a strike on the inside. Strike one. 2-1. Oh, Cano puts a good swing into that one. Is it going to be enough? It will not, but it doesn't matter because, oh boy, the ball got over the center fielder's glove and another kind of funky disaster on the base paths as Cano saw or had the feel sooner as the second runner that the ball was going to get past the glove, and it took the lead runner a little bit to get to full speed and get around second. Jose Bautista with a couple runners in scoring position can cut into this lead a little bit. Just one gone. Maybe the most interesting thing about this series is even though, oh, that's hit out towards center. Is it enough? It is going. It is gone. Jose Bautista ties it with a 3-run blast to dead center. We have a 3-3 ball game, everybody. Wow. All right. Hey, I'm glad I picked this game. These have been fun so far. And 406 majestic feet later, we have a tie game. But the most interesting thing about this is the fact that even though the Rockies have lost 2 games that we've seen in walk-off fashion, the Diamondbacks, who are a game behind them in the standings, have not been able to make up that ground. And that has been the Diamondbacks for a while. Colorado has left the door open, and it's like Arizona just keeps shutting it. And then Colorado pushes the door open with a loss, and then Arizona goes, no thank you. It is bizarre. Because you can look at the other example would be the American League Central. Cleveland left the door open for Kansas City. Kansas City said, oh, we'll take that. We'll wedge our foot in there, and we will open the door, throw you out, and slam the door in your face. Now, they are facing a White Sox team that all of a sudden is hot. That swung on and missed. So hopefully it gets fun. Enjoy Cartoon Me for just 1 second. Routine fly ball out to left field. 2 away. I like the Colorado jerseys with the purple lettering. The purple on the gray. So Alfonso Soriano will take a hack at that pitch inside. And it's a strike. Swung on and missed. Oh and 1. That is low for a ball. That is, ooh, a nice little fly ball into left field. That's going to get deep into the corner. Soriano, he'll hold at second. And I mean, I talked about it in the kind of the pregame aspect. Like, we've seen this Pirates team. They have the highest score that we have seen in this season. They scored 14 against the Minnesota Twins. Granted, they scored 6 in the first inning before even recording an out, but the Pirates can get hot sometimes. And I mean, how demoralizing is that to Colorado? Colorado gets out to a 3-0 lead. It looks good, and then all of a sudden, the Pirates go, no, we'll get right back into it, no problem. Don't you worry about it. 1-0. Here's the wind and the pitch. That stays outside. 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. It is in for a strike. That's a nice take. I'm not going to do a whole lot with it. And if it drops out of the zone, then hey, you're way ahead. Now you're just ahead. 2-1. Pitcher looks in and gets ready. Here's the wind, and the pitch is going to be hit into right center field. That is going to be the Pirates' 4th run as the throw is cut off safe at the plate. Crispy young, crispy quick. There's no way he's 10th in the National League with just 2 stolen bases. I don't believe that stat. But the Pirates have stormed all the way back and picked up the lead 4-3. We're just in the bottom of the first. Ooh, I think he's going to want to take that. He's going to want that pitch back. Oh, and 1. That is sliced foul. Fair ball. And takes a strike. Takes strike 3 on the inside corner. 4 hits for each team, but Pittsburgh able to wiggle out one more run. Hall, Saunders, and Victorino as the lineup will flip over for Colorado. We're heading to the top of the second here on a lovely Wednesday night. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Bill Hall getting things let off. I'm very curious because this game isn't the most consistent with its run production for teams of like, they get 3 in the first, they get 2 in the second, they get 1 in the third or whatever. So I'm curious to see if Colorado can keep that momentum rolling here into the top of the second. Especially because like the game seems to be a little bit nicer. That's out to second base. That's how they got their first out in the last inning. They still came away with 3 runs. Cano with a nice play. But especially as we get into that second time through the lineup, here's the wind and the pitch. That's inside. Yo, what's going on? Walk off. One and oh. Ooh, gets the strike at the knees. I don't know about that. How's it going? Pretty well. Hope things are going well for you. I know yesterday was your Friday, so hopefully you had a nice day off. 1-1. Here's the wind and the pitch outside to make it 2-1. Pitcher readies and fires. Low for ball 2. 3-1 now. See how aggressive the lefty wants to be in a 3-1 count. Probably pretty aggressive just based on, I don't know, the entirety of the season. Readies and fires. That's going to be hit up the middle past a diving shortstop. That's a 1-out single. As Colorado looks to retie the game. Nice job, got it past the mound, just a little bit to the left there from our perspective, which is helpful because it means the game won't give like just a horrendously BS animation. Ooh, okay, that's a good foul ball for the Rockies. You really do not need that turning into a double play. Victorino back up with 1 gone. 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Here's the wind and the pitch. They put him in motion. And a nice job down to second. Year of the Hammett bone. That is outside for a ball. 2-1. Runner on second. Pitcher's ready. Winds, fires. Victorino thought about it. Surprisingly, no appeal down to third. Thought maybe he went on that one, but no check, so it'll go to 3-1. And that is swung on and missed, so big swing, 3-1. Nice job by 55 to get down to second base and get that stolen bag in. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is looped into left field. It'll get down right on the line. That is going to tie the game with an RBI double. So Victorino comes through with in his second appearance. A little bit of an offensive fireworks game here. 4 runs for each team. 1 point, 1 full and 0.1 inning into a game. Righty winds and fires. Two and up. 1 gone, runner on second. That'll slice foul to make the count 2-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. That is, ooh, that got the knees. I don't know. Have you not heard? Corbin Carroll, Francisco Lindor, Jackson Holliday all broke their hamate bone in a 24-hour span. They all need surgery and will miss significant time. I did not hear that. Maybe I heard one of them. I didn't realize it was all 3. That's wild. 2-2, and that is lifted into right field. Right fielder, plenty of time. They should try from second to third. They will. Tag up is the word I was looking for. Cano with the throw over to third. We did see that bite a team in the behind the other day. The cutoff man just yeeted it into the stands. Man, those are big names too. All 3 of those are big names. I guess that's why it would be news. It's not. Let's see if there anything. The ball was low. Orioles and Bassett agree to a 1-year, $18.5 million deal. That's in for a strike. Let's click MLB specifically. Carroll set for hamate bone. Lindor hand surgery. Could be ready for opening day. We'll start season on IL for Holiday. Righty winds and fires. That's rolled up the third baseline foul. Two and two with 2 outs here in the top of the second. A runner on third base, and that is looped towards right field or right center field. That is going to roll in as the second baseman did not have the height to get the jump and make the snag. Instead, it's going to be a 5-4 Rockies lead. Back and forth we go. Here in Pittsburgh. He didn't really have much of a shot at that. I thought maybe it was a little bit closer, but the side angle really did not help the Pittsburgh defenders' case. Colorado 3 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second. And a little more two-out damage for the Rockies offense. That is... Man, some of these strike calls have been really confusing. That's a strike. The wind of the pitch, outside for a ball. One and one. The wind and the pitch. That is rolled up the first base line. That's going to stay fair. How aggressive do they want to be as that gets almost all the way to the wall? They will hold him at third. It's a smart call. Was not going to get there, but this Colorado offense is picking up some heat here. Getting hot. And the Pirates will head to the bullpen. They'll bring in the lefty, Joe Beimel. 22 starts, or 22 games with a 4-1 record. 3 saves, a 4.08 ERA. 17.2 innings pitched with 10 walks and 5 strikeouts. He'll lead on. He will face Mark Reynolds, who is 1-for-1 with a double, and he came around to score. A double here would put him, obviously, in scoring position, but it would be a 2-run double. Here's the wind and the pitch from the lefty. It stays outside for a ball. 1-0. Really just asking him to pick up an out. Try to mitigate the damage. Going into this bottom home half of the second, just down 1. The wind of the pitch is swung on and missed. 1-1 the count. This is an offensive eruption for both teams. First game we watched, I think, was 1-0 Pirates. The second game was 2-1 Pirates. Now all of a sudden we have a 5-4 score fest. Two and one. Lefty is set. Winds and fires inside. Ball 3. Here's the wind, the pitch, and it's surprisingly taken because 3-1 is that count that the batters love. He gets that high inside corner. I think it's a good take. Even if it's ball 4, great. If it's strike 2, fine. And he'll work ball 4 anyway. So they bring in the lefty to try to hopefully mitigate some of the damage, but he issues a free pass to first, and the bases are loaded for John Jason. It'll be a lefty-lefty matchup. He has a .395 average, but just the 1 home run. 2 gone here in the top half of the second. It's a good take. It's a pitch on the outside for a strike. Lefty winds and fires. It's going to be rolled to the shortstop. He scoops it cleanly, which is the key part of that. Could you imagine a bobble, a run-scoring bobble? Colorado picks up a smattering of hits. They score a couple of runs. It'll be Ontario, Markakis, and Rodriguez as the lineup will flip over for Pittsburgh. Looking to respond. Down 1 here in the bottom of the second. Made sure that his crotch felt comfortable. Good for him. Nods his head in approval. And here's the pitch. It is in for a strike. It's that inside corner. 0-1. Ready, sets, and fires inside for a ball. That's fouled away. That is rolled over. Second baseman picks it up cleanly in time to first for the out. So, is that every leadoff hitter has been in and out? Hasn't affected anybody so far. A 3 spot, a 4 spot, a 2 spot. That catcher just checking out the... Just looking at it like, yeah, look at him jiggle. Hell yeah. The wind and the pitch inside for a ball. 1-0. Five 4 here in the bottom of the second. As we are ready for another pitch. It's that outside corner. Kind of the generous spot. It picks up the strike. Nice location. And that is hit well out towards the Roberto Clemente wall, and it is gone. 21 feet does not matter. Ivan Rodriguez, a walk and a run. We are tied at 5. Back and forth we go. So we were tied at 0. We were tied at 3. We were tied at 4. And now we're tied at 5. And a runner on first as the offenses continue to get contact on these pitchers. Robinson Cano 1 for 1 with a double and a run. Batting a blazing hot 420. Cano, a double play on, oh man. Pittsburgh just comes up with the 1. It does tie the game, the solo home run, but that double play is kind of a killer because Colorado's been hot all game long. You want maybe one of those, I guess, you know what, it didn't matter. They had a long inning between, the bottom of the first was long for the Pirates. Didn't matter. Colorado came out, picked up a couple of runs. Juan Rivera going to lead off the top of the third in a 5-5 game. See if the lefty can get through this. Oh, spins and fires. There is out number 1. So all of the leadoff hitters are just outs. Bill Hall, he's 0 for 1 today. Facing the lefty, takes a ball outside, 1-0. Winds and fires, sliced foul. 1-1. That pitch missed wide. 2-1 now. Boy, white text on a yellow background, huh? Pitch kind of so bad it's good. Looked like he wanted that inside to try and jam him, but just kind of leaked out over the plate. Never got there, and it's a 2-2 count. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is fouled away. Stays alive. See another 2-strike pitch upcoming. You know what? I'll throw it out there. This would be a fun NLCS. That's going to get rolled over into left field. So a single with 1 away. That's kind of how it's been. That leadoff batter has been an out, and then they've been able to get... Both teams have been able to get that second batter on base, whether it's via a hit, which has been 3 of the 4 cases, and then 1 of them was a walk. But either way, they're putting runners on with 1 out. Led to a double play last time in the bottom of the second for the Pirates. He hits him. He hits him. Shane Victorino's 1 for 2 with a double. An RBI and a run, the go-ahead run on second base. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is outside for a ball. One and out. Lefty readies. Fires in for a strike at the knees. Two on, one gone. Here's the 1-1. It is lifted out towards center. Crispy Young, Crispy Quick is out there. He'll make the catch. Runner tags from second. The throw in is cut off. And that almost assures a safe call at whatever the base they are advancing to is. In this case, third base. The lefty winds, fires, misses inside for a ball. The 1-0 from the lefty misses high, 2-0. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is. Oof. Thought it was going to be a ball, but he gets the call on the low at the knees for a strike. 2-1. That's way low. That's got to be a ball call. No way you're missing that one. Three and one. Here's the lefty to wind and fire. It's going to be hit into center field. That's going to give the Rockies the lead, or the second runner will go from first to third. So runners on the corners again with 2 outs. 6-5 Colorado. So more 2-out damage for the Rockies. They have half their runs at least with 2-out damage. It might even be 4 of the 6. That brings up who? Torrey Hunter? Oof, God, the zone is low. Oh and 1. Top of the third here. 2 outs with runners on first and third. Wind of the pitch. That one's upstairs for a ball. That's outside. 2-1. 2-1 indeed. Lefty sets, readies, fires, and that is foul. That is such a huge break for Pittsburgh. Boy, that was a dangerous hit. That was going to get down the line, score at least 1, and depending on the speed of the runner at first, maybe 2. That's foul up the first base line. We'll do it again. As I bang my hand on the table, feels great. Here comes the pitch from the lefty. Hunter pulls that one foul again. Foul up the third base side. Foul up the first base side. Foul up the third base side. Still working with that 2-2 count. Here's the wind of the pitch. It is up the third base line, but this time it's going to stay fair. It'll roll into left field. It'll be yet another runners on first and third scenario for Colorado, who take a 7-5 lead. More 2-out damage here in the top of the third. This might be one of the higher combined scores. I haven't been keeping track of that because we typically don't get games that are like this. We had that Orioles-Yankees game that was 6'4", maybe. So the lefty faces the lefty. And that is in for a strike. Looks like it's right at the knees. And foul. Oh, and 2. Pitcher fires. Oh my goodness. An absolute blast. 3-run no-doubter. And that clears the bases. It is now 10-5. 5 runs of 2-out damage in this inning alone. That's outside for a ball. Okay, this is the series I want for the NLCS. Both teams in good position to win, to get into the playoffs. Oh boy, oh boy, that's gone. Back-to-back jacks off the lefty. Oh my goodness, they're going to another lefty, Javier Lopez. 3 games with a 4.50 ERA, 4 innings, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. No decisions or saves on his record. John Jaso 1 for 2 with a single and an RBI. They just needed 1 out. They needed 1 out. It was 5-5. It was runners on the corners. They have erupted for 6 here in the top of the 3rd. 16 total runs is way up there. I think that would actually beat the other one that pops off the top of my head. It's just because the Rockies scored, or excuse me, the Pirates scored 14. I forget what, I think it was 14-1, maybe 14-2. The lefty comes in, does his job, gets the out that they need, but not before the Rockies go for 6. 11-5. So 16 runs off the top of my head, 16 combined, would be the number. Batista, Smith, and Soriano coming up. Batista's 1 for 1 with a 3-run homer. I don't think he's going to hit a 3-run home run this time. I think that's a pretty safe bet. Behind hand the pitch, swung on and missed. Here comes the 0-1. Batista fouls that away to make it 0-2. That is a low for a ball. Here comes the 1-2. It is hit well out towards left field, and that is going to be down for at least a double. Probably just a double. He didn't even, I mean, obviously you can't hit a 3-run home run by yourself up there, but he almost put one in the seats again. Instead, it comes up just a little short. Actually, it was a lot shorter than I realized. I don't know why I thought it was. I thought it hit further up the wall on the fly, but instead it hit the warning track. So Seth Smith steps up. That's a. Seth Smith steps up to the streets, or 3D. Step up to the streets in 3D. Those are the Step Up movies. You're welcome for that knowledge. 0-1 as that ball is fouled away. Nobody out. Here's the wind. Fires upstairs. This kind of feels reminiscent of that 17-16 Wild Rockies game from last year. Because I believe in the Pirates to be able to score 6. It's a lot, but they, for like the first time all day, get their leadoff hitter on base, so that feels like a huge win just by itself. Somehow they'll hit it to a triple play, and it'll be pretty anticlimactic, but it's still been fun regardless. Line and the pitch is foul. For our leaderboard, which I haven't been doing a good job of, it is the third most runs. Ooh, that's hit. Right center field. It is going. It is going. It is off the top of the wall. That is what I thought the Batista swing was going to be like. If that wall that's out in left was out in right center, I think you're talking about an 11-7 game, but a run-scoring double's not terrible. Was it June 20th? They have 11. George Sherrill. 20 games, 4-3 record, 3 saves, 2.95 ERA, 21.1 innings with 8 walks, 23 strikeouts. Alfonso Soriano is 1 for 1 with a double and a run. I mean, could you imagine, even if the Pirates can bring the tying run to the plate? Interestingly enough, they go with a lefty pitcher. They must like his matchup against Soriano, and there might be a stretch of the lineup that is a lefty. That is lefty, not a lefty, but 0-1. The wind and the pitch is swung on and missed. Really gets the bat going there. 0-2. That is fouled away to stay alive. This is a long game, and we are in regulation. Soriano, great take. I like the pitch selection there. I mean, because there's an opportunity. Soriano's been a little aggressive on those first couple pitches. See if you can get him to chase something. It's definitely not a pitch that I find too cute, which is sometimes an error. Soriano drives that into left field. Ooh, makes a bumbling catch. That is out number 1. It's a great play out there by Rivera in left field. Miguel Olivo, 1 for 1, a single. He has knocked in a run. Runner in scoring position for him here in this bottom of the third. So now we probably for sure have the most combined runs. I thought we were going to get a few more right there. That is hit foul. Foul. 0-1. Olivo takes a look at the lefty. Here comes the wind and the pitch. It is a strike. At the knees, looked a little low. That spot's been generous today. I was going to say egregious, and maybe not in that specific spot. I guess it has technically been egregious. The 0-2 swung on and missed. So this lefty switch that they made, doing the job. We've seen Colorado make some good pitching changes. You can go back to when the Cubs were playing the Rockies. The Cubs scored 4 runs in the top of the first. They left the starter in at the top of the second. He immediately gave up 2 hits, and the Rockies said, "You're done. You're done. Go sit down. We're bringing in somebody who maybe can get some outs." And then they did, and the Rockies won a wild one 5-4. 0-1 after the opening pitch. Here is number 2. It's low for a ball. Evens the count at 1-1. 2 gone. So it's going to be up to is it Crispy Young, Crispy Quick? That's lifted into right field. Right fielder takes a peek. Oh, he gets it at the wall. And that'll do it. 11-6, our final here in Pittsburgh. Okay, great, excellent. The third, what a terrible way to end the game. A great game ended by the fact that the PS2 just goes, "We didn't really put that wall in there. That's just for show." Just a casual reach over through, interdimensional fences. Well, that'll do it. Torrey Hunter's your player of the game. 3 for 3, a home run. He knocked in 4. Chad Godden picks up the win. 8-4 is his record now. Beimel gets the loss. He drops to 4-2. For Colorado, Pena and Reynolds is 8th. Hunter's 4th. On Pittsburgh side, Batista his 5th and Markakis his 3rd. And that will do it here. 11-6 your final. Pittsburgh wins the series. Both teams batted pretty well. 12 RBI. That number is stunningly inflated. I think his glove phased through the wall. It sure did. It sure did. I'll have to find that special glove for myself. I need a wall phasing glove. Well, let's catch up on some scores. Orioles over the Twins 2-0. Red Sox over the Guardians 3-0. Angels beat the Yankees 1-0. Athletics over the Blue Jays 1-0. I thought about picking this game just because I thought maybe the Blue Jays could save their season, but I'm glad that we didn't. Nationals over the Cubs 2-0. Mets over the Marlins 1-0. The Marlins, they are on a big old losing streak. I think they're on an L8. Where's that Marlins team? Yeah, L8. Whew. They were competitive, and now they are way back. All right, hold on. We'll go down here. 2-0 Phillies over the Reds. And finally, a game that is not a shutout. Rockies 11, Pirates 6. We're going right down to the next game. White Sox, and Royals. The White Sox are making an incredible push at an AL Central title. The White Sox also making a push for the wild card spot. Mariners, they would be in right now. The Royals would be in from the Central, and in the East it would be the Yankees. I think technically the Guardians are above the White Sox, but we'll see what they can do today. I'll flip the thumbnail here while you all give the video a thumbs up because you enjoyed it. Here is the White Sox versus the Kansas City Royals. White Sox 36-32. The Royals 38-29. Excuse me. I said that and I was like, uh-oh. Wait, do they suck? Is that on me? B.J. Upton is the center fielder. He'll be leading off for the White Sox. Maglio Ordonez in right. Albert Pujols at first. Manny Ramirez in left. Ryan Rayburn is the DH. Scott Rowland at third. Yorvit Torrealba behind the dish. Sean spells his name correctly. Rodriguez at second. And Jed Lowry is at shortstop. Starting pitcher for the Royals is Guthrie. Jeremy Guthrie, 7-4 with a 5.26 ERA, 13 games, 37.2 innings pitched, 43-13-23. All of them end in threes. Kind of wish there was a 33 in there just for fun. Here's your Kansas City Royals defensive lineup. B.J. Upton getting things started. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is outside for a ball. We are underway here in game number 2 from Kansas City. Upton takes a strike, low and inside, 1-1. The righty is ready. Here's the pitch. It is low for a ball. Low and outside, it looked like. Here's the pitch. Oh boy, he left that in a hittable location and Upton got to it. Gets it over the left fielder's head all the way to the fence. It'll be a leadoff double for Upton. Really nice piece of hitting there. Aided a little bit by a terrible pitch. I think either way you're looking at it, it's kind of like, hey, that's a good piece of contact. Maglio Ordonez looking to put the White Sox out in front first. Nobody out with a runner in scoring position. They are going to put the runner in motion down to third, and he is safe. Oh my goodness. Just got in there with the foot, and Upton, a double and a stolen base, the lead, or the go-ahead run, 90 feet away. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's going to be in the dirt. Catcher does a nice job to block it. Keep it up. Or keep it in front of him. 1-1. Righty is ready. Winds, fires, pitch outside for a ball. That last game took a while, but one of the better games we've had, actually one of the best games we've had. It was a fun back and forth affair, a little anticlimactic on the ending. Ooh, they are going to do a nice job. Good job by the White Sox. We'll give them a golf clap for that. We appreciate it. We appreciate that they did not send the runner home. Albert Pujols, 9 home runs with a .280 average. 21 RBI. Needs to try and get this a little bit deeper. Make it a tough play for the defense. Pujols takes a look at pitch number 1. Thought about it. He did not go. I could tell you that. We also can recognize that animation. They are very quick on the he went draw. The did not go has a little more drama to it. The wind and the pitch. A lot of movement on it. Misses well outside, and it's a ball. 1-1. 2-0, excuse me. I forgot that the other one was appealed. My bad. Here comes the 2-0. That is going to be rolled. Runner's going to actually have a really nice shot at it. That's a great... That's what you needed. If you're the White Sox, you're going to want just basically a swinging bunt. It went to the right field side of the pitcher. Makes it a real tough throw. And a good jump and good speed for Chicago. Helps get them on the board first. Manny Ramirez now up as the White Sox lead. 1-0 after the ball. Two and 0 after what looked like it should have been a strike, but they did not call it that way. Here's the wind and the pitch, fouled away. Here comes the 2-1 inside to make it 3-1. And hey, a great take by Ramirez. That makes it a walk. So just like that, runners on first and second because the RBI was safe. I think in that scenario, you want to think that you have a shot to get the runner at home. But I think because it was such a slow roller, you just need to go to first to get that out. Make it a 2-out situation. Oh boy. Oh boy, that is into left center field. That's going to score 2. It'll be a 2 RBI double. So they technically cost themselves a run there. Still would have scored if the same sequence of events happened Obviously, that's not a guarantee. It changes how you pitch, how you field, whatever. But White Sox, this game all of a sudden decided, hey, today's going to be hits and runs day. Like in a positive. Like not like hit and runs, but like hits and runs. But not bad runs. Runs scored. That'll get into center field. The lead runner will hit third and work his way around. That is cut off to the pitcher. Or cut off by the pitcher, I should say. The positive news for Guthrie is that he needs a couple more outs. He needs just one good pitch that's a little lower in the zone. Roll over it. See if they can turn two. Here comes the 0-0. That is fouled away. 0-1 now. Wind and the pitch, and that is lifted into left field. Lead runner stops at second. I gotta get this chair figured out. Every time I'm lifting my foot off the ground, and it just keeps turning to the left. Sean spells his name correctly. Rodriguez is next up in a 4-0 Chicago White Sox lead. Double play still in order with just one out. Wind and the pitch outside for a ball. Upstairs for a ball. Outside for a ball. Three and 0. The wind and the pitch. It is in for a strike on the edge. 3-1. I guess I shouldn't be surprised with that just because of the fact that it is the 3-0 count. Sometimes it gets a little wide. Unless it's particularly egregious, you can kind of count on a strike there. The 3-1, and that one's way upstairs for ball 4. So just took an extra pitch to get him on first base. And a nice job not to swing at that pitch that was very out of the zone. Jed Lowry's batting .311 with a home run, 3 RBI. The righty is ready. Winds and fires. It is swung on and missed. Strike one. Here's the pitch. Sails way out of the zone upstairs for a ball. The righty winds and fires, and that is hit into center field. That's going to score one. They will hold him at third, respecting the center fielder's arm strength. A smart call. I do wonder if they did send that runner around third, if it still would have been a cutoff. Cutoff typically is going to give the advantage to the offense because this game just doesn't have much rhythm. Fluidity is always the word that I'm looking for, but I get stuck with other words in my big dumb mouth. 5-0 White Sox. Somehow the third highest score we've seen, and they are the third team we have seen take an at-bat. Colorado scored 11. Pittsburgh scored 6. Chicago has 5. With one out and the bases loaded, the wind of the pitch, it's lifted out to left field. That is going to get down, touch the wall, and it'll be a bases clearing double. 8 8-0. And you can think back. They're going to go to the bullpen already. Jim Johnson, 24 games with a 3-2 record. 5 saves, a 3.12 ERA, 17.1 innings pitched, 3 walks, 12 strikeouts for Johnson. You can go back a little bit earlier in this inning. It does just change the complexion of the inning by a run, but instead of looking for out number 2, they're looking for out number 3. 8-0. They go to the bullpen. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out as he drifts back into left field. Makes the grab runner, smartly stays at second. Now that would be the end of the inning. Theoretically, it'd be 7 runs, 1 out fewer, or 1, let's see how many extra pitches it takes. Oof. These batters getting aggressive. 0-1. Big swing and a miss. Oh and 1. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is fouled away. That's 2 extra pitches. It's already an extra run. That is low. Phase shifting is the most important part of being an MLB player. It is. That is true. It is. One and 2. It's my favorite draft prospect. That's going to get rolled to the second baseman. Fires over to first. So it was only a few extra pitches. And granted, the big piece of the puzzle is the extra run that the White Sox got. But boy, oh boy. 8 runs on 7 hits. Jackson, or we haven't even, I forgot we haven't even introduced you to the Kansas City lineup. They're coming to the plate down 8. Austin Jackson is the center fielder, as I'm choking on the success, I guess, of the Chicago White Sox. Center fielder Austin Jackson leading off for the Royals. Placido Polanco is at third. Mark Teixeira at first. Jeff Frazier in right field. Brian McCann is the catcher. Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop. Josh Willingham in left. Neil Walker at second. Alex Gonzalez is the DH. It's going to make the rest of this season very interesting for both of these teams. Rick Porcello has a 3.60 ERA in 13 games, an 8-3 record in 35 innings pitched, 41, 8, and 20 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Can Chicago climb the mountain and make it into the playoffs after kind of thinking they were just going to be out of it? Can the Royals survive a run at their crown, or do they end up in the wild card? The AL right now a little more cram-jammed and a little bit more interesting because of it. The NL, the wild card is kind of separated, but both leagues have a team that was kind of like, all of a sudden make a run. The White Sox in the American League, and then you would look at the Braves in the National. That's rolled foul. The only thing they can't phase shift is yes, they're. Yeah. Well, that's why there's so many of them. They're trying to work on their phasing attributes, and they keep breaking their bones. There is out number 1 for Kansas City. Now, the Pirates gave us a game, which was fun. I don't think that Kansas City is going to be able to come back from down 8. However, if any team can come back from down 8 in the stupidest, most annoying way imaginable, it would be Kansas City. 0-1. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. They scored a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Speaking of football, saw some cool stuff from the Seahawks parade. That's what I was trying to think of. Which was neat, following some accounts that got to go participate in the parade. They were saying somewhere between 750,000 and 1 million people all around that area, which sounds like an absolute nightmare. And already a very busy place on a work day. It's like, oh, good God. So hopefully people were smart and used public transit. The light rail specifically is awesome over there. Polanco, he'll get on base with one out. It's a one-out single. Teixeira can really help. We've seen him make some big swings. Did one against the Mariners. That was pretty hurtful when you really think about it. One on, one out. And Teixeira, okay. Well, I jinxed him apparently to second for one. Over to first in time for two. That was close. Kansas City gets a hit, but it's erased immediately by the double play, and they find that they will remain down 8-0. Tried to hype up Teixeira there that he might make it 8-2, but instead, the two that he gets is 8 double play. Manny Ramirez worked a walk and came around to score. He will lead off the top half of the second. Kansas City working with their second pitcher of the day. First pitcher is going to get credit for 0.1 innings and 8 runs. Yikes. The wind day of the pitch. Ramirez knocks that into right field. And this might be a team that is just hot, hot, hot coming down the stretch. Ryan Rayburn, 1 for 1, a double. He knocked in 2 his first time up. Working with a runner on first. Nobody out. The righty readies, winds and fires, gets him, jams him and gets him under it. That's going to pop out to the third baseman in foul territory. While we're hanging out here in an 8-0 game, let's take a look at the all-new Pac-12 and its 2026 football schedule, the first year of a new league to feature 7-game conference schedule, home-hosted championship game, and a home flex matchup the final week of the regular season. That is interesting. By the Pac-12 conference. And I doubt 50% use public transit. Oh, probably. It was probably an absolute disaster. Light rail would be, like, if you could get on the light rail, because it goes under the city, like, that's your best bet. Otherwise, you're just like, there's just a bunch of buses, like, stuck. I cannot imagine trying to get on or off the ferries. You park as close as you can, maybe, and then do some walking. But, yeah, I'd imagine that it was just a nightmare out there. Okay. Kansas City gave up 8 in the first. They come back with a goose egg in the second. Frazier, McCann, and Ramirez coming up. Pac-12 Conference this evening, or rather after dark, announced their 2026 football schedule in conjunction with its members. Set to officially kick off Saturday, September 5th. The new league's 8-team football membership will see Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, Texas State, Utah State. They will join Oregon State and Washington State. Every one of those teams have a state. Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, Texas State, Utah. Oh, geez Louise, every single one of them. All right, cool. Pac-12, where the states play. Can't wait to kick off a new era. Today's schedule release. Blah, 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 blah. National coverage. Great. 13-week regular season. 4-game non-conference schedule slate. That is hit but foul. 4-game non-conference slate to begin the season over weeks 1 through 4, September 5th through 26th. 7-game round-robin slate for league play over an 8-week span. That frickin' rocks. That's why the Pac-12 was actually really awesome. Everybody played everybody. You had an undisputed champion because everyone played everyone. Ugh. Cool. Anyway, 7-game round robin with one bye week. That stretches from weeks 5 through 12, October 3rd through November 21st. A home-and-home flex matchup among the league's 8 football members to conclude the regular season, which will be considered a non-conference matchup for standings. That's weird. Home-and-home flex matchup. For 2026, the league's home-and-home flex matchup will conclude the regular season in Week 13. The Pac-12 will retain the right to adjust matchups based on the best interests of the league, including college football playoff considerations at that time. Ooh, I wonder how they're going to do that. Are they going to, like, if Boise State could make the playoff, do they put them against, like, kind of a garbage team to boost it? Or do they try to play the top teams against each other at any given time? Ooh, he's safe. He was safe that time. I was ready to call the double play out, but I'm paying very close attention to, folks. God, that lack of fluidity, just crushing basic plays. Alexi Ramirez batting .308. Now the question here, it comes up often in this game, MLB 11, the show. How much does the game punish the White Sox for not being able to turn the double play? That's in for a strike. 0-1. Projected matchups for the final week, back to the article, on Saturday, November 28th, not to be confirmed until 6 days prior at the latest, include Boise State at Utah State, Texas at Colorado, San Diego at Fresno, Oregon, and Washington. And just put the state after all of those. I'm tired of saying the word state. If any a flexed format for Week 13 matchups, home teams will include Colorado, Fresno, Utah, and Washington. The format ensures a minimum of 6 home games for each Pac-12 member, as well as 4 home games each against fellow Pac-12 opponents. Further considerations will be taken into account. That's foul. 2026. Okay, so then the championship game. Friday, December 4th will be a home championship game. It will be featured on CBS and Paramount Plus. Pac-12 Media Partnerships. Top 5 in league. That is. Okay, that's rolled to third. Okay, funky stop there. Bounce to... What a bizarre turn of events that was. He did that and then went to second when he should have just gone to second in the first place. And then it wasn't even a great throw from second over to first. Caught on a hop. Nice job by Pujols. And it is 8-0 as we learn more about the Pac-12's schedule. So that is interesting. What was the Cougars game that we were... Were they playing Arizona? Friday or Saturday potential to be determined prior to the start of the season at a later date. Okay. How it works? It works like a regular football schedule. Teams play each other, and then there's, Wait, what? Shoot, where'd that go? Where's NCAA football? Who got Montana's Tuliapupu? I'm not sure. Granted 9th year of eligibility. Okay. And then North Dakota State is going to play in the Mountain West for 2025. That was kind of my suggestion when the schools were all leaving the Mountain West. Was like, it'd be cool if they foul ball. It'd be cool if the conferences could work together a little more, like the Pac-12 and the Mountain West, to go like, hey, we're the Pac-12, we're taking some of your schools, let us help you get more competition in, which should have been Montana, Montana State, North Dakota State, South Dakota State, like the 4 perennial Division II champions. But there's a walk. Thanks for learning that with me. It's an 8-0 game. We're not missing anything. But just in case, we let it run out just in case. Because I would hate to get to the, all right, well, we'll just sim to the end, and it's like, they won 9-8. It's like, well, would have been cool to watch. Jed Lowry's 1-for-1 with a single and a ribby. To figure out what game we go to with my mom this year. There's a wind and the pitch. Inside for a ball. I mean, it had the opponents, but for whatever reason I couldn't zoom in. Hold on. Where was that? Foul ball. Big 12 unveils LED courts for its conference tournaments. Oh, that's not very exciting. It sounds cooler than it actually is. Do they have... There it is. So we'll go here. Can I go... No. Just trying to... What's the home must be white, yeah. Fresno State, Boise State, Colorado State. I mean, I'll want to go to a game because I love going down there and going to the games, but I don't know. Arizona seems like it could turn into a blowout, not in a fun way. I wonder if we've seen Arizona. Something about that says that my mom would want to go to that. But I also don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the logo. I think it's Arizona. Oops. Tab. Cougar football schedule 2026. Football schedule. It is indeed Arizona. Maybe that's what it would be. Arizona, September 26th. Fresno State, October 3rd. Boise State, October 24th. And then a team that I've, never heard of. Okay. Here we go. Let's lock in. We got a full count. Swung on and missed. Glad I locked in for that. Got BJ Upton down on strikes. Gosh, and the wheels are all out of sorts. Ugh. Mike McClendon, one game. Zeros everywhere except for the innings. He had to get one out. That was it. Hey, come in, throw one out. Let's go. Let's go home. Win, loss, draw, doesn't matter. Maglio Ordonez steps up to the plate. One gone. A double play here would be huge for the Royals. So we have an interesting... we have the perfect example and the counter to what I was talking about earlier, where this game doesn't give up a ton of runs in multiple innings. The White Sox scored 8 in the first, 0 in the second. They currently have 0 in the third. But then you go back to the Colorado Rockies, who scored 3, 2, 6 in the first, second, and third. That is lifted into right field. It is foul. Oh, so close to putting on at least another run, maybe two, depending on the speed from first. Instead, just a long strike. Here's the wind of the pitch from the righty. Hits the swing and the miss. Ordonez chased the pitch well outside of the zone. And that is out number 2, Albert Pujols. 1 for 2 with a single, an RBI, and a run. Good pitching change. Comes in, gets the... Oof, I don't know about that. That zone's been a little tall today. Fresno is a miserable place. I think you've mentioned that before. I forget exactly why. And maybe, you know what? Maybe it was in reference to the Cougars' schedule. Or maybe I'm having deja vu. Who knows? That's going to be rolled. The third baseman just didn't even go for it. And then the left fielder super lackadaisically picked up the ball. He's going to be safe at home. 9-0. I don't even know what to do with that. No idea. He looked right at it and then just turned away. No dive, no nothing. I mean, probably like the right call considering the fact he probably wasn't going to get to it, but also, let's see some effort. 2 on, 2 out. Ramirez pops this one into right field. That'll take care of the top of the third. 9-0. White Sox over the Royals. As a person who's rooting for chaos, I don't want a lopsided game like this because that's pretty boring. But overall, standings-wise, this is kind of what we want to see. Just a little bit of chaos. Let that chaos brew, baby. Josh Willingham batting .357. See if he can get something going. The most miraculous inning of all time. It starts with him. So we saw a 6-run inning. And we saw an 8-run inning. Did he do it? Is that a leadoff home run? No, it's just over the left field. Automatic double. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. All right, greatest comeback of all time starts now. The bottom of the third. Down by 9. Neil Walker, he's batting .321. Oh, and that's right back up the middle. That's going to play to run. Oh, the throw is in from center field. I spoke too soon. I jinxed him so bad. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Oh, man. It's an aggressive send, but whoopsie daisy. Oh, boy. Oh. Let's go. JINX. It was July 20th. There is out number 2 pretty quickly. Boy, I ruined this. The 132 mark. I can't believe it. I can't believe how bad that was. It was an awful, awful jinx. I'm so sorry, Royals. Hot, dry, full of the weirdest types of people. Let's go check it out. That's outside for a ball. So 2 gone, a runner on first. That is foul, third base side. And that is, oh no, is that how they pick up out number 3? It is in foul territory. And that will do it. 9-0. I jinxed the Royals and they fell apart from there. They got beat in the first inning and never really felt like they posed a threat. Yeah, they needed that leadoff double like in the first. But they could not come up with it. Chicago completes what I believe is the sweep. They won the first game that we did not watch. They won yesterday and today. Unless it's a 4-game set and I'm missing that. Rick Porcello is your player of the game. Really? Not the cool type of weird people. Ah, dang. Oh, God. Oh, God, that sounds awful. Like druggies and arrogant hippies with no in-between. Hipsters. Rick Porcello was your player of the game. He improves to 9-3. Jeremy Guthrie falls to 7-5. No home runs in the game, which is kind of wild. And it is indeed a sweep for the Chicago White Sox, who batted .444, 15 RBI. They blanked the Kansas City Royals in 3 straight games. They scored 9 here. I believe they scored 4 in that first game. And then they scored, that'd be 2. Wow. All right. Well, that'll do it for game number 2. As we are ready to roll. We don't have any scores to catch up on, but we've seen some massive run totals for the away teams. Does that happen for the Tigers or the Rangers? Let's find out next. God, I hope this is the next game I need to watch. We need to watch, yes, Tigers, Rangers, thank God. Rangers, like, out of it, so we probably won't see any more of their games. I guess we can still throw them in the wheel spins here and there. Try to handpick the interesting matchups and kind of go from there. While the game's loading, please be sure to subscribe if you'd like more. Hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying it. Helps out the channel. Free and easy ways to help out the channel. Game number 3. That first game was real long. Second game had a long top of the first, and not a whole lot else. See what we get here as the Tigers, 32-37, take on the Rangers, who are 27-41. A win by Detroit would secure Texas an under 500 season. Rangers Ballpark in Arlington is where we are. And Rafael Furcal, the switch hitting shortstop, leads things off for the Tigers, and it's a big string of lefties. First baseman Ike Davis, catcher Joe Mauer, third baseman Pedro Alvarez, left fielder Raul Ibanez. Center fielder Adam Jones breaks up the lefties for just a moment before Will Venable, the lefty right fielder, comes up. Orlando Hudson, the second baseman, is a switch hitter, and Matt Diaz, the second true righty, is the 9-hole. I lost that sentence there. Jason Bergman, 5-6, a 7.58 ERA, 13 games, 29.2 innings pitched, 43-16, 18 hits, walks, and strikeouts. And we did it again. Oops, we did it again. We looked at the Rangers defense. Something. Will they get lost in the game? Rafael Furcal leads off for the Tigers. All right. Getting ready to get game number 3 underway. Because the away teams have been the mass run scorers, we have gone a full 3 in each of them. A quick, tight 2.5 inning game would help us. I mean, we're fine time-wise. It's not a problem, but see, it's that first game, the Rockies Pirates game, is such a great example of why some of the other games are so annoying. That game took an hour, but was fun and entertaining as all get out. And then we see games where the Royals go 6 innings or 8 innings with the Twins or whatever, and it's a 1-0 or 3-2 ball game. You're like, this is awful. Oh, catcher dropped it. Okay. I got a little thrown off there. When I see the umpire, I think he's going to call like strike 3 out. But no, he's just trying to get out of the way. Here comes the 2-2. Goes inside. Swing and a miss. I think that pitch leaked over the plate just a little bit. Ike Davis, next up. Next up for the Tigers. Here's a wind in the pitch from the righty. Low for a ball. 1-0. The wind hand, the pitch, in for a strike. Here comes the 1-1. That'll be lifted into center field. Fielded on a hop. It's a 1-out single. That has been a popular result for some of these games. Has been an out with the leadoff batter and then a 1-out base runner via single or like a hit or a walk. We did see one hit by pitch, but there was already a runner on. Don't remember, did that hit by pitch? They come around to score, I forget. Joe Mauer playing for the rival Detroit Tigers. Takes that pitch upstairs for a ball. Good eye. Cover star. Two-time cover star, Joe Mauer. I don't think well, I guess probably for the sport. He had 2 games, though. Trying to think, like, would people have been annoyed, you know? Because they don't have the internet still pretty new with 2011. In 2011, that's fouled away. At least our like current version of it, social media wise. I guess I don't know if I've been on. I joined Twitter in like 2013 or something. Fouled away. So I can't imagine that Bauer got backlash. I don't even know if Judge really got backlash or if it was just me being dramatically annoyed. I was trying to think of like if a guy was on the cover multiple years in a row. Mauer puts this one into the bullpen. It's a 2-0 lead for the Tigers. We are being treated to road team runs today. .389 feet. Pedro Alvarez is batting .245. 4 home runs, 22 RBI. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's going to be rolled to the shortstop. Oh, no, he bobbles it. I had like a gut feeling that was going to happen. That's just been the kind of day it's been. Yeah, something about this tells me it's just not going to be a positive for him. So the 2-run home run followed up immediately by an error for Raul Ibanez. Anybody excited for the state of play tomorrow, by the way? I forget if I asked about this the other day, but would have been yesterday that it was announced. I don't think I'll watch it. I'll just pick through the highlights. I've been less inclined lately to watch the presentations. I do like some of them that are kind of the smaller. I like the wholesome directs and the indie stuff, but I don't know. Ooh, that's going to get up the third base line. Runner's going to hit second and make the big turn towards third. Throw is a little offline. If it's there, he might be able to pick up the out. It'll bring up Adam Jones. I am surprised that the reports seem like, or the reports are kind of saying that Wolverine won't be there. Why are you not talking about Wolverine? I don't believe that that's a 2026 game. I think Insomniac thought it would be 2026, but because of the GTA delays, that is sliced foul. I think Wolverine and Fable are the two games that'll probably be the most impacted by that. I don't think either of them make 2026. That was kind of just an unnecessary shot at Fable. But I don't think Wolverine makes it. 1 and 2. Because why is it not at every presentation? That's going to be into right field. That's going to plate a run. Do they try to go to third? No. Runner advances just a second. Will Venable, batting .266, has a runner in scoring position. Three nothing Detroit. Jeez, I thought we were gonna get some more damage. I was about to say, like, it has just been road teams destroying so far today. Detroit and Pittsburgh have scored the fewest runs for a road team in the first inning, 3. So the home teams have been walking into the bottom, the home half, looking up at a 3-run deficit. That is lifted out towards left field. Does he have it? It's going. It's nice catch over the shoulder. Runner advances from second to third, so the runners all in the corners for the Tigers. Orlando Hudson's batting .306. He has 3 home runs, 7 RBI, and 0 stolen bases. This is a tough lineup for a righty to navigate. So many lefties and switch hitters. Only 2 true righties that has swung on and missed. Nice pitch. Again, just something that has a good ride through the zone. Able to stay above the bat. It's 0-1. Ooh, fouled away. The righty winds and fires, swung on and missed. So, Texas gets out of it relatively scot-free, 3-0. The error is included in there with the 4 hits. Not a good inning, but not the worst that we've seen. They're only down 3, not 8. Matt Kemp for the Texas Rangers will lead things off. He is the center fielder. Madame LaRoche at first. Jay Bruce in right. Dan Ugla at second. Ian Stewart at third. Dan Johnson, the DH. Ian Desmond at shortstop. Mike Napoleon Dynamite, the catcher. Milton Bradley out in left. You have a good little lefty chunk there between LaRoche and Johnson, with just Ugla being the lone righty there. Ian Kennedy is 5-8 with a 7.88 ERA, 13 games with 32 innings pitched, 55 hits, 13 walks, 19 strikeouts. That's a lot of hits in that amount of innings, and when you throw the walks in as well, 68 in 32. So it's 2 walks and hits per inning pitched. Okay, the Rangers, maybe you have the pitching matchup to get back in this game and maybe do it quickly. I think that ERA was terrible. No, it was bad. It was real bad. Never mind. Oh, good. He shook off the catcher on the first pitch at the bottom of the first. And maybe he should have said yes to the first pitch that was selected for him, as that misses outside for a ball, 1-0. Here's the wind, and that is going to be hit to the shortstop. He scoops it cleanly and fires to first in time for the out. Hasn't been a problem for a few of the teams that we've seen so far today, that leadoff out. They've been able to put a runner on first. Pardon me, fairly consistently. Three nothing here, bottom 1. That is a strike. Oh and 1. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is upstairs for a ball. Good take. Even up the count at 1-1. swung on and missed. One and two. The righty readies, fires, and gets that rolled into center field. So, like I just said, hey, it's been a lot of leadoff outs, and then able to get runners on first. There's a hit up the middle to put one on with one gone. That one is rolled first base side, but foul. Oh, and one. The pitch is on the way. It misses outside for a ball. If the road team run rampage continues, it's bad news for the Mariners, who will face the Rays coming up from Seattle. That's fouled away. Foul ball. That ball's foul. 1 and 2. The righty winds, fires. That's low. Do they put that runner in motion at all? Do they keep him there? It's 3 and 2, so I think you'd want to put him in motion here regardless. I think the game will. That pitch was not close to that outside corner. Here comes the payoff pitch. Oh, they didn't. They did not put him in motion. I was doing this motion to go like, and the crowd rises. They didn't rise. They are not cheering. Uh-oh. Stays alive with the foul ball. And he'll float that one into right. How aggressive are they? It's smartly just to second base with the lead runner. And again, not a great sound coming off the bat, but able to get just enough of it for an easy single. Dan Ugla. 273. Texas with a little rhythm going here. A couple of hits to bring the tying run to the plate. The righty winds and fires. That's in for a strike. We said it was over 2 walks and hits per inning pitch. There's already 2 base runners in this first inning, so kind of living up to that average. Guess it would be an average for a reason. And that'll get into right field. There's no way they send that runner around. So it's a 1-out bases loaded situation for the Texas Rangers. As this Tigers defense just cannot... I mean, the pitcher can't put the ball in a place where the Rangers are driving it into the ground. Everything's just been like a little float into right field. I guess it was the grounder back up the middle to center. But, I mean, Detroit's defense just has not had an opportunity to try and get anybody out, really. So bases loaded. Don't be surprised to see Detroit come home. It's a force out on that side, so that is helpful. Not relying on the ball being dislodged from the catcher. That is foul. Foul ball. Foul ball. 0 and 2. And that's upstairs. 1 and 2. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is swung on and missed. Struck him out. 2 gone. Bases still loaded for Texas. I mean, if you're going to... Yeah. I think in this scenario, that's the second best way to get an out. Sacrifice fly would be number 1. This strikeout would probably be number 2 just because it's not a double play. I think that's what you're trying to avoid in every scenario here. Now it's not really much of a concern. They can play at their regular depth, though they probably already were double play depth. But I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit's defense was on that back cut of the infield grass. That is foul at the third base line. One and one. Sorry, nose giving me a little annoyance. Ooh, no appeal down to third. Two and two. 2 gone. Bags packed here for the Rangers. The wind, the pitch inside for a ball. Oh my goodness, if he walks a run in. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Full count. Everybody's moving. That is a foul ball that'll keep him alive. Another payoff pitch on the way. That's fouled away. Runners will reset to where they were. Here's the wind and the pitch. Oh, and it's a walk. They will walk in a run. The pitch misses low. Nice job by the Rangers at bat, or the Rangers batter there, to foul off a couple pitches, keep it at a full count. Kennedy issues a walk, and Ian Desmond steps to the plate. So it is now 3-1. Go ahead run on first, high run on second. And a good opportunity for a solid response inning for the Rangers. Pitch number 1, high and outside. I think if you're the Rangers batter, you'll probably want to be patient, let him throw a strike, and then try and go. He hasn't been super consistent. And again, you look at those numbers, he's averaging over 2 walks and hits per inning pitched. That's a foul. That's fouled off the pitch on the inside. Here's the wind. That is foul, first base side. Ooh, Desmond chased that one out of the zone. They only come up with 1 run on the 3 hits. The walk scores the run. Diaz for Colin Davis. Lineup's going to flip over for Texas. Or for Detroit, excuse me. Here in the top of the second. Matt Diaz. Batting .310 this season. Couple of home runs. 11 RBI. That's in for a strike. Righty winds and fires. That one's foul. That's in the dirt for a ball. Here comes the 2-2. It is hit into center field. It's going to be just outside of the reach of the diving second baseman. And boy, we're going to be in for a long one tonight because these teams are hitting. Rafael Furcal, he led off the game with a strikeout. Now he's back up. Detroit does get the leadoff man on base this time around, which is a change of pace. And they put the runner in motion. This is going out towards left field. He has to turn all the way back around. As the out is recorded in left field, like I jinxed him just a little bit. Wow, they got the runner, the leadoff batter on base. Ike Davis, 1 for 1 with a single and a run. That's fouled away. And that'll be into left field. How aggressive are they? They will send the runner around second. Left fielder comes up with it. Safe at third. So runners on the corners with 1 away for Detroit. Looking to regain that 3-run lead. Joe Mauer's 1 for 1. He had a 2-run homer. What does he have for this at-bat? I mean, and how bad is that? How bad is that last inning going to be? Or how much is that going to haunt the Texas Rangers? Oh my God. I thought Mauer was about to go yard. That double play ends the inning, so it'll remain 3-1. Nice job by the Texas defense. Good job by the pitcher to induce that ground ball double play. Though it was pretty tight up the first base line. Mike Napoleon Dynamite will get things started for the Rangers in the bottom half of the second. 268 average, a home run, 8 RBI, and a stolen base. Here's the wind and the pitch. That is into right field. So a good start for Texas here in the bottom of the second. Milton Bradley, go Mariners. 263 average. The wind and the pitch. I'm a little ahead on that one. Swung on and missed. 0-1. So that's 1. That average of over 2 went up with all the hits and the walks that he issued in the last inning, but swung on and missed. He's already got 1 hit given up. See if he wants to go low in the zone. Looks like he's kind of climbing the ladder a little bit. If he drops it low, could they try and turn 2? I'm going to guess that it's going to be a pitch that's too cute. Kind of. Not as cute as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more of like a pitch in the dirt. But he did try to tease that inside edge, but missed. 1 and 2. Wouldn't be surprised if the zone kind of shrinks a little bit. Like it widens, it seems, on a 3-0. If like an 0-2 just kind of goes in just a little bit. Foul ball keeps him alive at the plate. 1 and 2. That is way inside for a ball. 2 and 2. It's in for a ball. Full count. Wind and the pitch is going to be hit and it'll drop in right field. Mike Napoleon Dynamite hits second and heads to third. He's in with a head first slide safe. Runners on the corners for the Texas Rangers, looking to climb back into this one. Go ahead run, Matt Kemp. I mean, he could swing things in a big way here with one big swing. I mean, these are the kinds of times you like scoring. Bottom of the second, heading into a top of the third. Give Detroit as little time as possible. Swung on and missed. And again, it's going to go back to like, okay, so how much was Texas going to regret only getting one out of that bases loaded situation? If you flip it, how big of a bummer is that double play for Detroit? Wind and the pitch, in for a strike. I think it's an okay take for Kemp. You don't want the double play. You might be willing to trade 2 outs for 1 run if you're the Rangers, but I don't think you're in a spot where you want to do that. If it's on like a 2-strike pitch, I think it makes a little more sense. I think I think you accept it a little more, but I think if it's like 0-0 or 0-1 or whatever, like, then it's missed opportunity. Thought about it. Did he go? Yes, he did. They'll call him out. I didn't think he went. The umpire does not agree. He didn't go at all. What in the world are you talking about? Adam LaRoche 1 for 1 with a single and a run. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's high and outside for a ball. 1-0. That's outside for a ball as well. Two 2-0. Runners on the corners. They will put the runner in motion down to second. That is an out. I don't love the decision. I know you're trying to get it to where basically anything in the outfield's probably going to be 2 runs, but I don't know. It's a little too aggressive. But maybe also a little bit of desperation just based on the fact that they missed an opportunity with those bases loaded. The thing is with this game and its inability to turn the double play, like, if he's just because he grounds it to shortstop or whatever, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be 2 outs. So you could be working with a runner on first, an extra run scored, and 2 gone rather than what you have now. That's hit at home plate, fouled back to the backstop. Horrible. 3-2. The wind and the pitch is going to be lifted into left field, and that is a huge missed opportunity for the Texas Rangers. He has a double. Not sure how fast the guy was. Might have been 2 on, 1 out. But instead it's 1 on, 2 out. 3-2 though. Texas chips away a little bit. The tying run is at second. The go-ahead run at the dish. Detroit will head to the bullpen for the lefty, Randy Choate. 25 games, a 1-2 record, 4 saves with a 4.56 ERA. Love it. 25.2 innings pitched, 7 walks, 22 strikeouts. So it was a lefty-lefty matchup. He misses the zone wide for ball one. He misses inside for a ball. Can't go issuing a free pass here. 2 gone. Opportunity to take the lead into the top half of the third. Here's the wind in. The pitch swung on, foul for the strike. 2-1. Oh, a broken bat. Shortstop has to charge it on the hop, and it's an out. Nice scoop by the first baseman. It'll be 3-2 heading to the top of the third. Alvarez, Ibanez, and Jones coming up for Detroit. Texas has chipped away slowly but surely. 3-0 to 3-1. 3-1 to 3-2. Alvarez got aboard via the error. Did come around to score. And if Texas can keep scoring, we might be going into extras. Can they score in 4 straight innings, I guess would be the question. They have to score in 3 straight innings first, but you know what I'm talking about. 1-0 to start the third. And a nice strike on that high inside corner to make it 1-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's outside for a ball. 2-1. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. 2-2. And he is lifted. Third base side, third baseman. Ran out of room real quick. And also didn't really have a good line to the ball considering how far up the field that was. Here's the righty. That is foul yet again. And that'll be lifted straight away center. Kind of moved, but then didn't need to move. They kind of moved back to where he didn't need to move from originally. And that's one gone. Texas's defense doing a good job holding these Tigers at just 3 runs. 1 for 1 with a single for Ibanez. Oh, foul. Just pushed it foul. 0-1. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is low for a ball. Here comes the 1-1, fouled back. And swung on and missed. So Ibanez is out number 2. 11 balls, 36 strikes, 47 total for Jason Bergman. That, I believe, is the first time we've seen that split all season long. Sometimes we get the stats where it's like, 1.1, 0 strike, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But we don't get that breakdown very often. We see it a lot because I'm paying attention to it as far as the stats that they have on the perimeter of the stadiums in the newer games. That pitch misses low for a ball. It's 1-0, and that one misses high for a ball, 2-0. The wind and the pitch in for a strike. And he's going to put a swing and a charge into that one. Does it have enough? Ooh, it does not. Got it. What am I trying to say? Words. Things happened in that inning. Actually, nothing happened. Detroit down one by in order. Goodness gracious. We have one more game to do, too, and I'm falling apart already. 1-for-1 with a single is Dan Uggla. He'll look to get on board. Try to tie this game. Maybe bloop in a blast to win it. Catcher shakes his head. Or the pitcher, shakes his head. The wind and the pitch at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Mariners Rays coming up next. We were supposed to do that one yesterday, but then I accidentally watched a different game. I don't know why. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Here's the 0-2. Fouled away. Wind and the pitch. Marlins legend Dan Uggla. What did Dan Uggla do to make him a Marlins legend? 1-2. The wind and the pitch. Here it comes. Rolled up the first base line, foul. Foul ball. And that's outside. 2-2. Yes, indeed, 2-2. To the leadoff hitter, Dan Uggla. The most, just take my picture photo that we have. That's upstairs, high and outside. That is lifted out to center. Center fielder has a beat on it. Takes a few steps back and makes the catch. Played for them for a long time. It was decent. In Marlins terms, that makes you a legend. Okay. So does that mean does he have a World Series ring then? Because they won in 97 and 03. Right? 03? Yeah. Because one of those Marlins wins was like that. Just anything was a strike game. The umpire with just the widest strike zone you've ever seen. Here comes the 1-0. Inside for ball 2. We can do a little research on Dan Uggla. Uggla. You said that he's a Marlins legend, and his picture that comes up as you're searching him, he's in a Washington Nationals hat. Oh wow, he played till 2015. So then no, he played in the Marlins 06 to 2010. Okay. Braves from 11 to 14. He played for the Giants in 2014. Whoa. Washington Nationals in 2015. He played 4 games for the Giants, batting 0 for 11, and committing 2 fielding errors. Designated for assignment on August 1st, rejected his assignment, and 3 days later became a free agent. Here's the best part, is that's in for a strike. Despite only playing 4 games, only 4 major league games for the Giants, Uggla was given a World Series ring in August 2015. In August 2015, as the Giants had gone on to win the 2014 World Series. That is so funny. This is second for 1, over to first for 2. And the Detroit Tigers hold on. A 3-2 win here in Texas. As we learn a little bit about Dan Uggla and his World Series ring. That I want to be that guy. You come in, you play real bad. 0 for 11, 2 fielding errors. Oh, don't worry, the team won. So you get a World Series ring, even though you contributed literally nothing to the team. Literally, you were actually a problem. Joe Mauer was 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run. He's your player of the game. Ian Kennedy gets the win to improve to 6 and 8. Jason Bergman falls to 5 and 7. Randy Choate with his 5th save of the season. Joe Mauer's 3rd home run. They won that World Series in spite of Dan Uggla. 0 for 11 with 2 fielding errors. God, that's funny. Man, I didn't even put that together. I knew that the Giants won in 2010, 12, and 14, but like a spy working for the other team at that point. Yeah. Yeah. Just like on the walkie-talkie in the dugout, like, yeah, just go ahead and swing it, whatever. We watched that game. Diamondbacks over the Cardinals. Of course, the one day that the Rockies win, the Diamondbacks also win. That's wild. 6-2, your final there. And then we watched the Rangers fall to the Tigers 3-2. We're going Rays Mariners. So far, it's been an away team-dominated day. Each visiting team has scored a minimum of 3 runs in the first inning. We'll see what the Tampa Bay Rays can do here against this pitching staff that ranks 26th in ERA and strikeouts, 16th in runs allowed, and 30th in home runs. Yeah, and that's bad because they've given up 44. They do have 3 of 4 offensive categories are in the top 5. Good for them. I forgot to flip it. Flip that thumbnail. 30 and 38 are the Tampa Bay Rays. 38 and 30 are the Seattle Mariners. So mirror records here. As we welcome you to Seattle, home of the world champion Seattle Seahawks. And, that's right, future World Series winning Seattle Mariners. Franklin Gutierrez, a Seattle Mariner, is in center field. He'll lead off for the Rays. Kelly Johnson at second. Jason Worth in right. Brad Hopp at first. David Murphy in left. Mike Morse is the DH. Chris Johnson at third. Carlos Ruiz, the catcher. And Jack Wilson, also a Mariner, at shortstop. Starting pitcher for the Mariners is Jair Jurgens. Jurgens at 5-4 with a 6.31 ERA, 13 games, 35.2 innings pitched, 49, 14, 17 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Boy, that's a lot. What was that? 49 and 14 is 63 in 35. It's under 2, but higher than 1. 1.6. I don't know. It's a lot of hits and walks per inning pitched. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. Heck, even a World Series appearance would be massive for the franchise. Yeah, it would be. It would be. I think a World Series appearance and just one game, you lose 4-1, whatever, it's like a gentleman's sweep or whatever. Like, that would be... That's it for a strike right at the top of the zone. I do think, because the Mariners, like I kind of predicted before the season started last year, the Mariners needed to make sure that their playoff situation was settled before the final 3 games of the regular season in 2025, because they played the Dodgers. They got swept by the Dodgers to end the season. So, like, a lot of things went right for them to get that 2 seed. I do think that the Mariners are going to need, like, a team like the Phillies, maybe, to do their dirty work and knock the Dodgers out of the playoffs. Dodgers or Phillies or Mets. I don't know, who had the best record against the Dodgers last year? Who had the best? Who had the best record against in 2025? Cubs were 4-3. Okay, there's the answer. I knew there was an answer there. Pirates 4-2. The Atlanta Braves were 1-5 against the Dodgers. Okay. White Sox 0-3. Tigers 0-3. That can't be right. The Angels were 6-0 against the Dodgers last year? That's wrong. That's not possible. I don't believe it. Oh, but the Brewers couldn't get it on the playoffs. Mariners are 0-3. Astros were 3-0. So the Mets and the Cubs, I think, would kind of be your answers. Where were the Phillies? So they play all of the teams. Phillies were 4-2 in the regular season. Pirates 4-2. I don't believe they'll make the playoffs. There's a swing and a miss. That'll retire the side. And hey, the Rays are the first away team to not score in the first inning tonight. So the Mariners have the best chances to get the lead in the first because they trail by 0. So I think realistically you would look at the Cubs. I think you would believe in the Brewers. As we talk about the Seattle Mariners starting lineup here. Brett Gardner in left. Kurt Suzuki is the catcher. Ichiro in right. Aramis Ramirez at third base. Travis Hafner at first. Brett Wallace, the DH. Reed Brignac is the shortstop. Ian Kinsler at second. Milky Cabrera, the center fielder. That's like... Oh, pardon me. We're looking at the Los Angeles Angels schedule. They won 6-5, 7-6, 7-4. Gross. Chris Young is 7-6 with a 2.14 ERA. 13 games, 42 innings pitched, 39, 12, and 26 hits, walks, and strikeouts. There's your defensive lineup for the Tampa Bay Rays. They won 6-4, 11-9, and 6-2. What? That is wild. Okay. The Angels 6-0 against the Dodgers last year. That is... Ooh, that's into left for at least a single. Actually, Gardner's got to hit first base and run all the way to second. Should be a stand-up double. And that is a good start for the Seattle Mariners here in Game 4 of our coverage. Thanks, everybody, again for hanging out. I remember the beginning of the season when the Cubs were basically just playing the NL West for a month. That is foul. Third base side. The 0-1. Oh, he lifts it to shortstop. Skies it. As the shortstop hits the grass, the very edge of the grass. It's out number 1. And that'll be... or that will bring up Ichiro. Just the 1 home run, which is kind of expected. I mean, that's an Ichiro stat line. A good chunk of RBIs, a good-looking batting average. 1 home run. Just to show off, just to flex some power. And here's the pitch from the righty. It's outside. Here's the wind and the pitch. Oh, Ichiro puts a swing into that one, but sails it foul. One on, one out here in the bottom of the first. Ichiro went for a bunt, but couldn't get the bat back in time. That makes it 1-2. Pitcher has a bit of a weird form. I think you want to strand Gardner at second after the leadoff double. Like his windup is just like a touch kind of slow to the plate. That is lifted into center field. Center fielder makes the grab. Gardner tags up. Oh my goodness. What a throw from the center fielder. Left it a little bit short, but not terrible. Not terrible at all. Ramos Ramirez, he'll have an opportunity to drive in a run. And at the very least, Ichiro advances the runner to third base. So it's not the worst. It's a productive out. That's are the words that I'm looking for. We kind of need maybe a little bit of a quick game here. Because it's been a bit of a marathon. We've been blessed the last couple of days, because that's foul away. Really cannot have that sort of result there. So pop over here into the live tab. We have been blessed a little bit. That's right to the shortstop. He bobbles it. Does he have enough speed to get to first? No, he doesn't. Because of course he doesn't. Seattle gets what they need. It's a hard hit ball right at the shortstop. It's bobbled, but just too slow getting there. We had a 2... oh, I guess the one on Monday was on the longer side. Oh, that's right, because that ended with that stupid long game. Never mind. Actually, it was just yesterday that was kind of on the shorter side. All right. No score heading to the top of the second. Have not had that all day. Pittsburgh's the only home team that has ever held a lead. It did not last long. They fell down 3-0 after the top of the first. Gained a 4-3 lead going into the top of the second and never saw the lead again. They tied it at 5-5. And then a huge 6-run explosion from the Rockies. And the top of the third just put it away. 2-1. That's low for a ball. I think we'll be watching more Colorado Rockies baseball tomorrow, or excuse me, Friday, because they are playing the Philadelphia Phillies. Here's the line to the pitch from Jurgens, in for a strike. Not 100% sure if I'm saying his last name correctly. Obviously, no disrespect. I'm sure you're in the chat. 3-2. I don't know why they would be, but not like I put his name in the description. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and that is an out for Tampa Bay. 1 gone. Could be a little bit of a pitcher's duel here. Though he doesn't have the nicest ERA or records or anything, so. It is in for a strike. Jurgens winds and fires. That's going to be hit. First baseman with a nice diving stop. Not in time. Safe at first base. So that is a brutal turn of events. Because you look at how that bottom of the first ended. It's a bobble that they're still able to get the out on. Seattle's defense makes a nice play. Too much speed for the Rays. That pitch stays upstairs. Ball one. That is outside for ball two. Here comes the 2-0 pitch, low for ball three. Okay, not good. Like to see him in the zone a little bit more. We'll see what he can do. He'll get a strike on that high inside corner. 3-1. Here's the wind and the pitch, and that's hit past the diving third baseman. He could make the play the first time. Lays his body on the line again. And that gets into left field for a single. So the go-ahead run now at second. Looks like maybe this Tampa Bay Rays team has figured something out. They poked both of them past the third baseman. Actually, technically, that first hit didn't get past the first baseman. Third baseman, excuse me. He just couldn't get the ball across the diamond in time. He made a nice diving stop. 0-1 after the foul ball. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is hit to the shortstop. Underhand toss to second for one. Over to first for two. And that will take care of the side. No score, though the Rays pick up a couple of hits. We'll head to the home half of the second. I was waiting for them to give me the score bug there to give you any information about the next steps of this game. And they just said no. You sit there waiting. Travis Hafner, though, he'll lead off for the Seattle Mariners. Lefty takes a look at a ball. 1-0. Pitcher winds and fires upstairs. 2-0. That's upstairs for ball three. Hafner, very patient at bat. It's got to be hands off the controller. Got to let it go. 3-0. And that's a strike. Maybe kind of swing at that one. No. I think it's a good take. It's right at the top of the zone. I mean, if the umpire... It looks like it's more hittable than it probably is. Huge swing there, which we are so accustomed to seeing in a 3-1 count. Brings the count full. Nobody on. No score here in the bottom of the second. Here is the wind and the pitch. Jeez Louise. That pitch was so far inside Hafner. We have had pretty solid games Swing timing real early on that 88 mile an hour four-seam fastball. Brett Wallace, 333 average. 3 home runs, 14 RBI. There's a couple of stolen bases in there. Just for fun. Seattle does have this little lefty portion of the lineup. Lefty lane's the word I was looking for. So if the Rays dig into the bullpen, they'll probably want to go with a lefty here, but I don't think this game really cares. 0-1. Big swing and a miss. Mariners just not on time with what this Rays pitcher is throwing. I think the Mariners we just had the Mariners and the Rays in Tampa. That's upstairs for a ball. That's inside for a ball. That's upstairs as well. Full count in a scoreless game with 1 gone. Bottom 2. Here's the wind and the pitch from the righty. It's skied to the third baseman. There is an out. Seattle got off to a good start. A leadoff double with Brett Gardner, and they did nothing with it. Reed Brignac comes to the plate with 2 gone. See what he can do in this at-bat. Take a pitch high. Rays pitcher hasn't been in the zone consistently, so I think if you're Seattle, you want to try and be really patient. That's foul up the third base side. He's willing to put you ahead in the count, and he threw a ball on that payoff pitch to Hafner. Yeesh, maybe a bit of a generous call there on the inside. 1-2. Trying to go inside yet again. And that is lifted out towards center field. Does the center fielder have it? Ballpark will hold it. Couple steps onto the warning track, and that will do it. Ruiz, Wilson, and Gutierrez. Double Mariner action as the lineup flips over. No score heading top 3 here in Seattle. I have noticed we've had a good chunk of Mariners games here, but if they don't get off to a good start, it feels like it's really difficult for them to figure out the hitting later in the game. Like, Texas was able to figure it out kind of early. They just couldn't score any runs. I mean, and the Mariners couldn't have gotten... I mean, technically they could have, because it could have been a home run from Brett Gardner. But I mean, Gardner getting a leadoff double. And for them to waste 3 outs with him just standing there. Here comes the 0-2. It is rolled over to the shortstop. Fired in time. Out number 1. Oh boy, you're really far behind there. What's it called? There it is. YouTube thing. I would have left the the ending screen going for so long. God, it's... So here's the next batter. It's Wilson, Jack Wilson. One of 2 Mariners that we'll see here in this top of the second. The 9-hole hitter and the leadoff man, Franklin Gutierrez. Jurgens throws a ball to make it 1-0. He comes back with a strike to even things up at 1-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is in for a strike on that outside edge. 1-2. I mean, Seattle's going to be in a position where Seattle might be in a position where they just need one swing to end it for them, but they've had a hard time figuring out the Rays starting pitcher. Jurgens has thrown the ball well. And he'll try to field it here, successfully picking up out number 2. And we'll bring up another Mariner, Franklin Gutierrez. The righty is ready. Leans back, winds and fires. It's a strike right at the top of the zone, 0-1. That is outside for a ball, 1-1. Ready, and inside for a ball. Here comes the 2-1, inside, 3-1. Of course, I complimented him, and now he's kind of having trouble finding the zone here. 3-1. The benefit for Jurgens in this situation is that the batters will have a 3-1 count. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is a walk. Okay. Feels like we've seen a lot of strike calls at pitches, on pitches at the knees, and even slightly below, so I'm a little surprised that was a walk. But with 2 outs, still a good opportunity to get out of here with no damage done. That one misses low again. Tried to nibble at that same spot and missed low. Umpire not giving it to him. Here comes the 1-0. Runner is in motion. Throw down to second. Not in time. Safe. So the go-ahead run now in scoring position. Gutierrez does a nice job to get down to second. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is in for a strike. Right at the letters. One and 2. That is rolled first base side. Scoops and steps on the bag. That will retire the side. Tampa Bay works a walk, advances to second on a stolen base. It'll be Ian Kinsler, Melky Cabrera, and Brett Gardner. Coming up, Mariners looking to walk things off here in the home half of the third. Ian Kinsler's batting .330. 3 home runs, 14 RBI. Hey, great opportunity for you to make that 4 home runs and 15 RBI. How about it? Pitch number 1 is fouled away. 0-1. That stays upstairs for a ball. One and 1. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is hit. Foul of the first base side. Foul. Let's go Mariners. Doesn't really work in that. Definitely a two-syllable chant. Kinsler rolls that to second base. Fired in time to first. And that is out number 1. Milky Cabrera, just a couple home runs, but a good-looking average at 342. That's double-digit RBIs to go along with the solo stolen base. Jeez Louise. All right, it's going to be up to Brett Gardner. He's the only one who has a hit on this team. Is this going to be... We had such a good first game. That was like an hour long. There were runs being scored, good hits. And we just ended with this, like just a wet fart. Like, this sucks. It's not even over yet. Like, Gardner's the only Mariner who has a hit. If he can do it again against Young, put himself in a scoring position, you kind of like the odds. That pitch stays outside for a ball. It will be interesting to see if the Mariners want to put Gardner in motion with 2 outs. Say he gets on via single or walked or whatever. Oh, they're going to go for the bunt. Third baseman comes up with it. Not in time. They lay down the bunt. Hurt Suzuki with an opportunity to win the game with 1 swing. He's safe because they always are. Something tickle in my throat there. So here's the first pitch to Suzuki. It's going to be rolled to the second baseman who fires. Good God. Oh my God. We're going to be in hell for the next like 45 minutes. 2 hits for each team. It's such weak garbage contact. And you go back to it in the fact that the Mariners had a hard hit ball right at a shortstop who bobbled it and still got thrown out. And you have pitchers who aren't throwing the ball particularly well. They're getting the outs, they're getting the contact. So I guess from that angle you can look at it and hey, they're inducing the weak contact, they're getting the outs, blah blah blah. They are not finding the zone in a consistent manner. I cannot believe that was a strike. Ugh. 1-1. The wind and the pitch. Low for a ball. Jurgen's ready to throw again. That's rolled over. He will field it. Underhand toss. It looked like a more of a desperation underhand than you might realize. You'd look at the fact that he's throwing it like that, you think, oh boy, that was a close play. And then it's like, he wasn't halfway there. God, I gotta get out of here. I gotta throw it. The wind and the throw low. The pitch. It can't be a pitch. He's not swinging the bat. What are we talking about? Falling apart. I gotta go to bed. Game, I need to go to bed. It's 1-0. Whew. I thought that was going to be the game-winning run right there. I don't believe in this Mariners offense to do anything. Maybe Ichiro's able to hit a walk-off home run. Who knows? But it's 1-1 following the long strike into the stands, a.k.a. a foul ball. It's a nice pitch on the edge there to make it 1-2. Righty ready. Hits that out towards center field. Center fielder makes a run at it and the grab for the out. David Murphy's 1 for 1 with a single. He's batting .268 on the season. A home run and 9 RBI. Here's the wind and the pitch. It stays way upstairs. 2 gone here in the top half of the 4th. The righty is ready. It's the strike at the knees. It's weird to see that called. It's weird to see that pitch called a strike and then see what we saw earlier where the walk was called on a pitch lower. Jurgens winds and fires. That one's way outside. Two and one with 2 outs. Here's the wind. And that's driven out towards left field, but Gardner is there to make the play. So Jurgens has pitched 4 scoreless. And we will head to the home half. Don't ignore that. It's not the end of the 3rd. It's like half an inning behind for some reason. I don't know why. Ichiro. Hey. Doubling that home run total would be delightful right about now. Ichiro takes a good look at it. What? Takes a look at that pitch. It's a good decision. It's 1-0. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is into right field. That is going to get down. Oh, the guy tumbled. Oh, is Ichiro going to be able to hustle this out to a triple? He is going to be able. It's a triple, a leadoff triple for Ichiro. Seattle failed to score on a leadoff double, so I look forward to calling them not able to get a run out of a leadoff triple. He's gonna. Oh, I can't pause it. I can't pause it. Okay, thank God. Okay, here's the prediction. God, this batter, Ramirez. Ramirez is going to hit it into the ground. Ichiro's going to run home, and he'll be called out at home. That's how they will not score the leadoff triple. That's the prediction. Jeez, that fouled away. 0-2. Here's the wind and the pitch. Oh my goodness. That is such a bold take from Ramirez. Like, it's inside, sure, but sometimes the way this game calls strikes is befuddling. So now a 1-2, wind and the pitch, fouled away. Pitcher sets. Ready. Oh my God. You took that? Okay, so that first prediction is out the window. However, I don't have high hopes that they score. 1 out. It's just baffling what they choose to swing at and what they choose not to. Hafner with a big ol' hack right there trying to end it. Which, I mean, obviously you'd love to see. Kind of at a spot where it's like, does either team deserve to win? Do they? Here's the wind and the pitch. Oh my God. Hafner. Holy moly. What are you doing? Those were awful pitches to swing at. Ichiro hit a lead-off triple. What are you doing? This game hates me. This game hates the Seattle Mariners. I don't understand. It's a good take there. Ball 2. We're doing well over here. Pitcher sets, winds, and fires. Outside for ball 3. It's got to be a hands-off controller take. It has to be. Oh, it's not going to matter because the left fielder's going to get to it. They had a leadoff triple. This game. Oh my God, this game. What are you doing? A lead off triple. You can't advance Ichiro 90 feet? Hafner, you moron. I'm not even mad at the 3-0 swing. He got it decently deep into the outfield. If just one of those other batters gets on base, it's a walk-off Mariners victory. But you have Hafner swinging for the fences. He just needs to put it in the outfield. We saw the same thing with Torrey Hunter, and the bases were loaded for the Colorado Rockies. I'm getting 4. You don't need 4. Mariners go to the bullpen. I hate these kinds of games. They're just the worst. Ban the Mariners from the playoffs. Just get them out. 1 and 2. Morse takes a strike on the inside. It may be the most embarrassing. 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out, and they go literally nowhere. Third baseman comes up with a nice scoop. Ooh, it's going to be even more irritating when I do it later this season. Get excited. Baseball coming back March 26th. Or 5th or whatever. What is it? 25th. Well, I'll grab as recent a rosters as I can find. I'll make sure that they're recent. And then what we'll do is we'll probably do an opening night like stream. We watch that Giants-Yankees game in MLB The Show 25 or 26. And then, so that'd be at like 6. And then as soon as that's done, I would play the game for the next day. So get excited. Get excited for more of me screaming in the corner going, "What are you doing?" Subscribe now and you won't miss any of it. Throw a strike. Oh my God. Seattle's going to get eliminated in the playoffs. If they make it to the playoffs, they will be eliminated in the first round. There's no chance. Between them and the Athletics, I don't believe in any of them. I hate everything about that scoreboard. It's a nice dive. It's a nice dive by the player covering second base, but it also is late. Jack Wilson. He's 0 for 1. He has an opportunity to knock in the go-ahead run. We're in the top of the 5th. 2 gone. Runner on second. That's fouled away. This game is poisoned with the same type of Mariners. There it is. There's the hit. They're sending the runner around third. The center fielder's up with it. It is a beautiful throw home. Oh my God. They got him. 4 hits for the Rays, 3 hits for the Mariners. There's a hit in there apparently I forgot about. It's probably just a single. It doesn't matter. I don't care. There are 2 hits. Jordan Walden's coming in 10 games, a 2-2 record. a 2.57 ERA in 7 innings, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts. There are 2 hits that matter. That third one, who cares? I look forward to Reed Brignac lead-off home run that they somehow don't score on. I'm very excited about that. Brignac will face a righty. A little surprised that the Rays brought in a righty. There is a lefty lane for the Mariners. That's not enough. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out to the fresh arm from the bullpen. Ian Kinsler's 0 for 1. Kinsler takes a ball to lead off, or to start. Oh, gosh. Wind and the pitch, low again. Two and 0. How aggressive are you if you're Kinsler? Not that aggressive because you're backing away from the plate. 3 and 0. I mean, hands-off controller? I don't know. That's a good take. I think it's a good take. It's a little more on the inside. Then we probably realize our angle is just a touch funky. 3 and 1. Pass to diving first baseman. It will be a... Oh, wow. Kind of got into the wall a little bit. Does he have the speed to get to second? Just barely. That's a tight play at second. Kinsler, a 1-out double. Melky Cabrera's 0 for 1. We're not... You know, I feel like I'm cheering about this like it's a real game, and it's not. I think especially with the way that a lot of the teams have been scoring throughout today, it's made it a little more frustrating. I mean, minus the Royals, who got blanked and I royally jinxed. Here's the 0-1. What? Second time that we've seen an 0-1 bunt attempt. And he at least kind of thought about it and was able to pull the bat back. Ichiro just took it, which was weird. They're plunking Melky Cabrera. 2 on. 2 for 2. Brett Gardner. He has a double. Winning run is on second base. 1 gone. Here's the pitch. Gardner takes inside for a ball. What's the speed? Kinsler has great speed. Gardner needs to try and end it here, or at least a productive out. That's a strike on the inside. 1-1. And that will do it. It's a 3-run walk-off home run. Brett Gardner. Oh my goodness. 3 for 3. And wins it for the Mariners. Wow. I wasn't sure that it was going to get out of the ballpark. I thought maybe it'd be off the top of the wall. Just something where the fielder wasn't going to be able to get to it cleanly. It was just going to be a 1-0 walk-off win instead. Seattle 3, Tampa Bay nothing, and we get to get the heck on out of here. Brett Gardner is your player of the game. 3 for 3 with a home run and a double. He doubled his home run total. His second of the season. Let's go. Mitch Stetter gets the win. 6-4. Jordan Walden falls to 2-3 following the loss. And that will do it. Oh, thank God. Seattle wins the 4-game set 3-1. 13 RBI. 14 hits for each side. Fairly even at bat numbers. Strikeouts heavily favor the Mariners. I'm assuming the strikeout is the pitching because that's like the pitching column. But that will do it. We'll sim to the date to advance to tomorrow. Seattle improves to 39-30 with a 3-0 victory. A walk-off 3-run home run. Where did we leave off? We left off over here. Dodgers over the Astros 3-0. Brewers over the Padres 3-2. Giants blank the Braves 5-0. And the Mariners over the Rays 3-0. That will do it. We will head to save slot number 8, and I will thank you all so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, again, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Free, easy way to help the channel. You can also subscribe if you would like more. I'll be back on Friday with more MLB 11 The Show. Tomorrow, you should get a mascot matchup. Hopefully. But hey, maybe I forget to record it again, because that definitely happened the other day. Co-op in the morning, House Flipper 2. Stream on Friday will be question mark. Are we opening some tops? Are we playing some dumb game that I buy that I don't need? You'll just have to stay tuned to find out. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. The save is complete, and that means so is this stream. Good night, good sports, go baseball. We'll see you Friday at 6 for more MLB 11 The Show. Good night, everybody.